Now, talking about communication during wartime. Communication is very important, okay? So what Philip Johnston's idea was to have a Navajo on one radio, have another Navajo somewhere else on a different radio, have the Marine tell the Navajo what the message was, have him relay it over the radio, and have him relay it to the Marine on the other side. Bless you. That worked out wonderfully well because it was so much faster than Morse code or semaphore or anything else that they've used. Okay? Because it was immediately decoded because the Navajo spoke Navajo as well as English. Okay? Philip Johnston's idea was to bring about 200 Navajos into the Marines. Well, the government didn't really care for that idea because it was a lot of people. So they wanted to start out with 30 test units. Okay, so they took 30 Navajos, they enlisted them in the Marines, and they taught a specific group of words to the Navajos. We want this word to be this. We want whatever your word is for this. Things like Brigadier General. They would use their word for War Chief. There were a lot of terms that they didn't use in the Navajo language, but they needed to use them in the Marines. Okay? Things like battleship. Have you ever seen a Navajo battleship? No. No, there are no Navajo battleships. So they used something like a whale. Whale. The word whale in Navajo would be their term for a battleship. Things like times, locations, and specific people, all of those things needed to be able to be relayed across the radio. Okay? Between the time of 1942 and 1945, there were over 400 code talkers, Navajos that were enlisted in the Marines that were willing to relay these messages. Up until 1968, nobody had ever broken that code. Okay? In 1968, the words were released. They used these words for this, these words for this. So, unfortunately, if we ever have another war, we can't really use Navajo code talkers. But they saved thousands of lives, and they even talk about the Battle of Iwo Jima. Have you seen the statue of the Marines that are leaning against the flag, raising it up? That was taken from the Battle of Iwo Jima. The Marines did that. And if it weren't for the Navajo code talkers, they wouldn't have been able to salvage that battle and to win the island of Iwo Jima. Okay? So in that way, the U.S. used diversity as a strength. Okay? They saw